Good day, everyone. May peace and blessings be upon you. This is IMAN SAYMEH coming to you from Orange County, California, clinical social worker with my weekly video in raising awareness about mental health. If you've watched my video from last week, or any video from last week, and you're watching my video right now, I want you to take a deep breath. Let it out. And I want you to say that I'm grateful for being alive at this moment. We take life for granted. Every single morning we wake up and your heart is beating, your body is working, and you're able to go on with your day. I believe we all take it for granted when we don't stop and be grateful to what we have. We all have some sort of stressors, problems, something that we're dealing with. But at times we get so attached and addicted to our negativity and our stories and our pain in a way that it blinds us from seeing the blessings and the light at the end of the tunnel. I invite you to be in the state of gratitude on a daily basis. Be conscious of it, be present to it, put effort to be grateful to what you have. I want to thank you all for your support and for the new questions that I got in my inbox, and I will continue answering them as much as I can, and I ask you for your patience. So we started talking about marriage and relationships last week, and one of the questions that I got is what are some questions to ask when you are dating someone or you're getting to know someone for the purpose of marriage? Fabulous question. But before we get there, it is very important for you to have looked at what you're bringing to the table. Being in a relationship that leads to a marriage requires a huge commitment. That means you are going to do things that you might not feel comfortable doing at some times. You would need to care for a sick person that you might, have a headache, not wanting to get up and bring some medicine or food to your partner, or you might need to put up with in-laws that you might not like them, but they're overall respectful. You might need to cater to difficult conversations. You might need to have, intimacy with your partner when you really don't feel like it. Because commitment has no feelings, and relationships and marriages come with rules and regulations and requirements, just like any other contract, like any other commitment. So if you haven't looked at your relational patterns, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your cousins, your friends, your coworkers, if you're the type of person that don't have a lot of friends due to your inability to connect and show intimacy, if you are a person who has been involved in some kind of domestic violence or any kind of sexual abuse, and you haven't looked at that professionally, that will hinder your ability to connect intimately, emotionally, and physically with your partner. So just because you like somebody and you're attracted to that somebody and you want to start a relationship and marry that person, that doesn't mean you have the right tools for it. We can want something, but it's not the best for us. So you must spend time developing yourself, learning more about yourself before you invite somebody else in your space. Now, I'm not saying you need to be fully healed. Nobody's fully healed. But you need to have a deeper sense of awareness of what triggers you, what upsets you, because you see, your partners will have a limit. Everybody does. to tolerate or to understand or to show compassion or to be patient. But then after that, everybody has needs and wants and requirements to be fulfilled from both parties for the relationship to thrive. I hope that was articulated well. So some of the questions that I wrote down: you must meet that person's family. You must. You know, we often see parents who object to the people who their kids would want to marry, so the kids are forced to just go and elope. I mean, the situation most of the time crumbles and they fall flat on their face and they come back and they say, we want a divorce. Parents, don't complicate things for your kids. Your kids they might fall in love with somebody who is not the same cultural backgrounds as you. They might not be the same religious background as you. With kind treatment and words, hearts get softened. I mean, that's my experience in life. Your kids are insisting in being with this person. See that person bringing that joy to your kid. Even in your hearts of hearts, you feel that it's not the right combination. You must meet people where they're at. That's part of the trust and part of your responsibility towards your kids. Your kids are not going to fulfill your own desires and dreams and goals. That's not their job. Everybody lives their own lives. So when they introduce you to somebody who you absolutely think it's a disastrous situation, entertain the idea. Let them see that you are validating where they're at. And you never know the difference you could make on that relationship. Your kids might realize this is not the best and we don't want it. Or you might end up finding out this is the best thing that ever happened to my kids, and you will bless it and they will have a great party. Don't be a blocker. Don't be a barrier. Don't be the person who throws a tantrum. It's not about you. It's not. Parents often make it about them and their image and what are people going to say about us. And win people over with kindness. Find a way to reach people's hearts. Invite people to your homes and feed them. And see how connections will develop. Don't be closed-minded. You are raising kids in different times than you were raised in. So you get to work with different tools. Yes, against your traditions and what you've known and how you grew up. So having said that, couples, spend time meeting the family members. See how that person interacts with their parents and siblings and in-laws from their sibling sides. See how they interact with kids. Look at their home environment. Visit them in their home. And let them come to your family's house. Invite them to a barbecue or get together. You get to see the families that are going to get married to one another. It's not only two people getting married. This is two families coming together when there is a marriage. Spend time with their friends. Don't tell them from the beginning, I don't like your friends. They're their friends. Spend time with them. You could tell a lot about a person by the friends that they keep and they allow themselves to spend time with. Because guess what? These friends are going to end up being the therapists about your relationship. Talk about their attachment style. Growing up. Spend time getting to know them as kids, how they grew up, what was important in their household, how was it? Did they live with their grandma and grandpa? Did they move a lot? How is their relationship with their mom growing up, with their dad? Did their parents work? Was there a stay-home mom or dad? What was their, family traditions when it comes to, let's say, religious holidays, if you guys share the same religion? What's important to them, to that family? What is a holiday or a time that everybody needs to get together? Get to know them. Get to know the story of the family you're entering in. Do you like the job that they do? Do you like the career and the line of work that they're in? You need to accept them for who they are, including what they do and what they're passionate about and how they earn their money. Do you want to have kids? Maybe you're marrying somebody who had, or he or she already have kids, or maybe you already have kids, or maybe you're marrying somebody at a later, time in your life. Discuss kids. Do you want to have kids? How many kids do you want to have? When do you want to have kids? What are their love languages? Spend time getting to know that. How do they like to receive love? And how do they like to, share the love or give love? Talk about finances. Talk about finances. Do you want to put our finances in one bank account? Do you want me to contribute? These conversations are very important, especially if you have two income happening in that marriage. In certain religious practices, there are rules and regulations when it comes to finances and who spends on the household items and all of that. But I'm talking about in general, it's a conversation you need to talk about. How much do you want to dedicate for the house? How much do you want to dedicate for vacation time? How often do we want to go out to eat? We need to talk about these things ahead of time so we won't have any disappointment.